This is a mostly unedited recording from the Top Podcast Episode 2, Best First Person Shooters.
You whippersnappers.
You guys got any honorable mentions?
You want me to go?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So there's games that I haven't played though that I've been looking at. So I'm not a big first person shooter. I think, games are expensive and I want to spend my money like thoughtfully, but there are a handful of first person shooters that I think that need to be like showed some love to. Ultra Kill. Have you guys heard of that game?
Heck no.
I have not.
No. I think it's old school, just like how you like it, Mr. Mike.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mr. Mike.
That's his new name, Mr. Mike.
Mr. Mike, that's awesome. And so I think you should look up that because it's the same vibe. It's pixelated, it's old school, and it's fast. So I think it's like right up your alley. I don't know if it's on the Switch though. And then Metal
I got a
Hellraiser.
PS5, so we can.
Oh,
we can
dope.
just-
Okay, cool.
But he
cool.
prefers the
We should have talked
Switch.
about it. Yeah, so he can.
I
Poop.
mean, it depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's all that prune juice really getting through you. You gotta.
I like my indie games on the Switch, and I like my my big games on something that is more powerful than an Xbox 360.
Gotcha. That sounded like a old school woman thing. I like my women. I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, so Ultra Kill is pretty good. That I've seen. I haven't played these. Metal Hellraiser. It's a rhythm shooting game where there's
Oh,
like
nice.
hardcore metal in the background, and you have to shoot and kill like on the beat. So I don't know if you'd be good at this, Robert, because you can't stay on beat.
What are you talking about?
You can't dance, right?
Well, the dance is not staying with the beat. You give me, like a cajon or something, I can stay on beat.
Can you stay on beat? I'm
I
sorry.
can.
I felt violent today. I was
Like-
You
telling
ever heard that
people-
man play the spoons?
I can play the rhythm bones. Oldest instrument in the world. Fun fact. But I mean, I guess Mike, we did worship a couple times, and I was on the what was I forget the djembe. Did he?
Yeah.
How would you rate my performance? Obviously not terrible.
Well,
if you don't remember.
the ironic thing is, like, I played guitar for like 10 years, and I can't keep a beat to save my life. So I don't know if you were good or not, because I'm terrible at that. I go off beat all the time. And so the poor drummers who are stuck playing behind me are constantly looking bad because I'm making them look bad. Because people just assume that it's the drummer's fault.
So inconclusive. I'll get something
Yeah,
else.
is that the box where you sit on and you tap on it?
That's the cajon,
That's
and
the
then
cajon.
Oh, that's a cajon.
and I've done that one a few. The djembe is kind
remember
of like
you being
a bongo looking type thing. It's like a
Gotcha.
big singular
All
drum.
right. I would like to start my 3-part apology.
No.
Robert.
Anyways,
And then Neon White is the same idea. It's fast paced. Switch weapons. It looks really fun. And then my shout outs is Half-Life. We didn't talk about Half-Life. Half-Life is like the grandfather of first person shooters. And then I
Another
think
one that
Half-Life
Dust
2.
borrowed from.
Yeah, and then Half-Life 2 I think is on almost everybody's top 5 old school ones.
Never played
so
it.
no, that's fair.
I have it on my Steam,
then-
but never got around to playing it.
Yeah, I played the first one aggressively old school, but it is fun to like know where my games came from. House of Dead is another like arcade one.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever play House of
Yeah, I
Dead?
remember that one.
No, but I'm familiar with it.
Yeah,
And they have like the
so I
clowns
feel like
with the
that's.
chainsaws and everything.
I think so. I think that might have been like the. I think the first one is like this like old school Resident Evil vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
and
save.
then. Yeah, and then I was gonna say GoldenEye, but we talked about that, and then I was also gonna say Portal 2, but that's
Portal
who
2.
knows
Yeah.
if that's one.
Yeah, I ran that by a couple people and got some pretty hard pushback.
I would have allowed
but-
it.
Yeah, I
Me
think,
as well.
I think it's available. I also, sorry, I want to give Rob a chance, but Dying Light, if we're gonna count Portal 2, we can definitely count Dying Light.
I'd say that's a shooter. The little I've
Yeah,
played
it's,
of it, seen of it.
It, I like to play with a bow and arrow, which is not necessarily the most common way to play. But it's basically they took Dead Island, which is like a zombie survival, like scavenge for weapon pieces, and then Mirror's Edge, and we're like, what if we just blended this into the same game? So you're like scavenging and like killing zombies and like building weapons, but you basically have the Mirror's Edge movement across an open world. And the story is cheesy as all get out. Like, it is super
Yeah, it is.
cliche
Yeah, it
zombie
is.
survival, but I think it's perfect for the tone of the game. Like, I adore that story, even though it's nothing special. I thought it was exactly what that game needed. Love Dying Light.
That jump kick though, perfect.
Oh, it's so
good.
broken.
So good. It's awesome. Have you played the second one?
Yeah, I didn't like it as much. I think it'd be.
Okay.
I think it would be more fun in co-op. For sure,
Right.
like playing, like partying up and playing with your friends, because you could just get any random stranger from the internet to pop into your game, and it's like, I don't care about you if you die, whatever. But it's like
Right.
you're playing with your friend, and like you're kind of a jerk if you let him die. Then it like I think that would add the element that the second game was missing.
Yeah, I haven't played the second one because I heard it's not that good. But the first one was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it, Robert.
So one of my honorable mentions is definitely something because I played with friends. But the first Destiny, me and my friends grinded that out, and there was a lot of bugs at launch. But it was a fun time. And that was like when we were first. I think that came out right when we graduated high school, and then like they were off in college and all that. So it was kind of a good bonding experience. And then I got the first Titanfall on there. I didn't play as much as Titanfall 2, so I put the first one on there. I got Battlefield 4. I was, again, more of a COD fanboy, but I did enjoy Battlefield. And I was kind of torn between Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1, which is actually a sequel to 4. Doesn't make any sense, but it's about World War 1, so I guess they had to throw 1 in there somehow. And then lastly, since we're kind of going off the walls, I would say Chivalry Medieval Warfare 2, because it's just fun to run around. I'm usually an archer, so I kind of stay back, and then whenever a swordsman sneaks up on me, I just get my head chopped off or something. But it's a shooter when you play as a archer, so that one's fun. And
I get.
go ahead.
Oh, I was like, I get destroyed in that game. Absolutely destroyed.
That's why you stay as an archer. You can just sit back and launch arrows at them.
All right.
It's free on Game Pass though, if you wanna play it. Oh, one I just thought of, zombies. My last one, Left 4 Dead, fun game, great co-op, and like it kind of brings the horror of a zombie apocalypse, and then just all the different variants, like the witch. Whenever you hear that crying, you poop your pants right there. Turn off all lights and everything.
Wouldn't be an issue if you're playing on Switch. Just saying.
What poop? Yeah. I just wear Depends all the time, just in case.
Do you like the Switch because it's all pixelated because it can't run other games?
I like the Switch because I'm blind and I can hold it real close to my face.
Mike, if you don't like me anymore, I appreciate it, but I feel like that's the humor that your family likes. So I just.
Oh
keep
yeah,
it.
no, absolutely.
Okay.
The most loved I've ever felt in my life was we were up north with my family. And it was my my roommate at the time and my uncle, and we were all tight. We sat around like we were grilling something, and we just tore each other to pieces for like 20 minutes. Like there was not a nice word said. Like it was just hurled insults just for the sake of it. And we got done. I was like, guys, that felt really nice. Like I feel very loved right now because my family's broken, and that's how we show affection. So
Yeah.
100% bring it on.
Lucian, did you kind of like, you and your friends, like you'd kind of take shots at each other? Was that how? Because that was 100% my friend group. Was we'd kind of take pot shots at each other, and I think that's one reason why people think I'm like I can be such a jerk, is because that's just how like we showed like we cared about you and all that, as if we took pot shots, and a lot of people don't seem to appreciate that nowadays.
No, my friends would have took it too seriously. So I was either hanging out with athletes who, honestly, like athletes are really sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
because they're always having to perform, or I was hanging out with like nerds who just like were too smart to like. I'm not saying you guys are dumb,
Wow.
but we're like.
Have you seen my
We're, like-
degree?
We're like it just couldn't handle it. So it was fun when I started hanging out with like you guys, and you guys were taking pop shots at each other. Because my dad used to take pop shots at me all the time. Like he would be like shouting out all the time, like dropping me off at school and being like, "Lucian, you forgot your butt cream."
Oh, that's
Just like
cruel.
just like he was ruthless. He was super ruthless. Or like I'm on my phone, I'm on like the house phone with my girlfriend, and he would just hop on and just like just talk crazy. So
Is
yeah,
that
I'm used to
Jason or your bio?
yeah. It was Jason.
Okay. Jason,
Uh,
for a while, Jason was in a small group with Paul and myself, and yeah, he was a very welcome addition to that group.
Yeah, he was ruthless. He was he pulled no punches.
No, it was, I was, yeah, he fit right in with that dynamic.